Hey guys, what's up? Barrett, and I kind of wanted to do a review on 21 Pilots' new song "Jumpsuit." It's interesting. I've always had a love-hate relationship with 21 Pilots, and I'll talk about that throughout the tune. They're interesting, and yeah, let's just go. Let's just go with that. So if we start the track "Jumpsuit." By the way, I don't care. It's copyrighted. I know. I don't get monetized anyways. So it is what it is.
You were asleep. Time to wake up.
So the song starts out with like this bass line riff thing, which isn't, it's okay. So I like how it starts out. It's a cool opening. I dig it. Then it goes straight off, boom, and you get into this like kind of hip hop beat. The drummer's cool. I've always kind of liked the drummer. Here's my main problem with 21 Pilots. Okay, I'll just be honest with you. The dude Tyler, which is the main singer or whatever, the main songwriter, the singer, his lyrics are a little bit on the creepy, weird, suicidal side, and it's almost part of this subculture of like teens and early 20s where they're almost like with that show 12 Reasons Why or whatever. It's almost romanticizing the depression and mental illness and suicide that people can feel. And I get that his lyrics are supposed to speak to people who have mental illness, and I understand that. But at the same time, don't support it in a positive light. Like, don't make it cool, right? Like, as soon as you, as someone who is an iconic person in music now, 21 Pilots, they just are. As soon as you understand that you're in the limelight of so many people in that area, that age, which is so impressionable, and you're writing lyrics that are, and I'm not saying this song has anything to do with mental illness or suicide, but almost all the time 21 Pilots songs are like that, and it gets on a little bit on the awkward, creepy, I don't really want to hear about that side, because let's be honest, whenever we're listening to music, we do want to hear people's expressions of thought and how they feel and whatever, but we don't want to be influenced by their emotional state. That's why when you're performing as a musician on stage, you really don't want to cry or get too into it, because people still want to view music as art. And when you get too into it and too deep and too like, it's almost like too much TMI, It's you don't want to break that line of you're still an artist, and you have to respect the fact that you're an artist and you have responsibilities as an artist. That's really the best I can state it. And I don't disrespect him for going and talking about mental illness and suicide and anxiety, but I do think that he needs to chill on it a little bit and don't give it the impression that it's a good thing to experience and promote anxiety, and because none of the songs have anything to do with how to deal or cope or help yourself with those mental situations. They're almost like, yeah, I have this problem, I'm going to cry about it, let me tell you about it so you can cry with me. And it creates a culture of mental illness is just a thing, and that's not true. Okay, it's a thing for some people, yes, but for impressionable people who can help themselves. See, the thing is, you can help yourself mentally. You can, whether you believe it or not, you can. I'm not saying I've dealt with depression before, but I've had my times where I've dealt with anxiety. And you have to learn how to be mentally strong. And saying stuff like that offends people, But let's listen to the song.
Jumpsuit, cover me.
I crumble underneath the weight. And I mean, I respect him for his lyrical content. He's got interesting lyrics, but it's almost too much, you know. It's almost like every song is like, yeah, I'm about to kill myself. Let me talk about it, which is weird, you know. Now, here's one thing musically I want to talk about. What the drummer did here. Musically, what the drummer did here is he went from a halftime groove with that bass line right here, halftime groove, and then he went to more of a normal standard time right here, and do cha, cha. I don't think that was good. That was a good musical artist decision. I think he should have kept it all halftime because it would have made that part more organized musically. So this is like considered the second verse right here. Now this is supposed to build. Now this build is supposed to go to the next chorus, right? But they write music so weird. That's the other thing about 21 Pilots for me. It's almost too weird and sporadic. It's not organized enough. Like, see, that build went to literally nothing. And now here's a couple of measures of literally nothing until you have some hits that randomly don't really make that much sense. I mean, you can justify them. They're cool, and they give the song peak and valleys, but it didn't really build to anything. And now here they go, changing the harmonic, the chords and everything in this section. And I actually like this change. I like the new melody. I like everything about this part. It's a good part. I don't think they should have built into nothing. I think they should have built into that section again. And then go into those hits. That would have been a little bit more clean. Just simple musical things that musicians know that 21 Pilots will just randomly cut a certain part of their song and just go randomly into something different. And that drives me crazy about their writing. And this is just weird. In this part, he says, if you need anyone, I'll be there. But you'll have to grab my throat and lift me in the air. And then he says, if you need anyone, I'll stop my plans. You'll have to tie me down and then break both my hands. I'm guessing that's supposed to be like sarcasm of how no one really wants to help anybody. I'm guessing that's what he's going for, you know? It's just kind of weird, you know? And he sings it so emotional. And I usually like that, but it's almost like creepy. Now I dig the end because it's a screaming thing, which comes out of nowhere. The people who like 21 Pilots don't even like this kind of music. This kind of music right here. They don't. And I think that should have been a little longer. Why would you do literally a couple of measures of that end? Why? That doesn't make any musical sense. You don't build into an end with a scream like that and then only do it for a couple of measures. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's so weird. They didn't even stop on the full fourth measure. They cut the fourth measure early. There are just so many musical decisions about 21 Pilots that I just like, why? I mean, it's almost like they go against the grain so much that they do it on purpose. And as a songwriter, when you're going against the grain so much, like a 4-bar phrase, or like building up into an interlude and then going back down, building up into something, not just building up into nothing. All these weird little decisions they're making just to be trendy, just to be hipster, just to be, and it is interesting. I'm not going to say it's not, but it's almost like it's cliquey, it's generic. the funny thing about art is when you try to change it on purpose for not a music. Here's the point I'm trying to make. Okay, it's not for a musical purpose. It's almost for a kick in the butt purpose. Like they're kicking pop music in the butt and saying, hey, I don't want to do a full 4-bar phrase here. I don't want to build into something. I don't want to keep my drum beat the same throughout a section. Their musical decisions are almost so random and chaotic that they do it for not a musical reason. And that in my opinion is not cool. Why? What's the point? Do changes for a musical purpose, not for just to be different. I guess that's really what I'm getting at. And so that's my thoughts and feelings about 21 Pilots and this new song Jumpsuit. Thanks for watching. See ya.